Are you overprocessed, losing your hair, and looking for a new therapist? Well, the Stylist chair is where client confessions and declarations are made. The place where confusion is detangled, new shades of confidence is created, smudges are cleansed away, and edges are relaxed. Most importantly, it's the place where we gently cut away our unhealthy past and start the process of restoration, all in an effort to prevent further damage. My name is LYNN Thatcher, and I am your creative stylist, restorative hair care specialist, and confidence coach. While creating a culture that cultivates the mind, body, and soul, I advocate for being intentional in your pursuit of confidence and personal development. I specialize in unwrapping the layers of low self-esteem and depositing high volumes of confidence. Welcome to your scheduled appointment at From the Stylist Chair podcast, the place where we are building confidence one head at a time. The salon is now open and all walk-ins are welcome. So come on in and don't forget to grab a towel just in case you get some water in your eyes. Have a seat in my chair and let's talk hair. In an effort not to use the word nappy, I used to say, I love my crunchy hair.
Crunchy.
That's what I called it.
That sounds dry.
Well, because at the time in learning how to actually wear my hair natural,
and that's the struggle.
That was the challenge.
That is still, when you asked earlier what people come, it's how do I keep my hair moist in its state? That is still a challenge. And then even knowing that when your textured hair is moist, it may not feel like it, but there is a sound of moisture.
Yeah.
There is a sound when it's healthy. Sometimes it may feel still textured to you.
Yeah.
But sometimes people get confused just the texture for being dry. And there is a dry feeling. Yeah, right. There is a dry sound.
Right.
But there's also, there's a luster about it.
Right.
When it has, when it's moisturized and healthy.
Right.
So product or not, when it's healthy, yeah.
So with everything that you just said, how would you talk to or teach someone how to embrace the details of being fearfully and wonderfully made?
That starts with just embracing you. It starts with knowing who made you, honestly, because how do you embrace you if you don't understand who fearfully and wonderfully made you? Mm-hmm. So once you get all the attributes of how awesome and amazing and outstanding and incomparable and untouchable and just, there is no words to describe the infinite amount of beauty that you come from. Mm-hmm. And when you are made in that image and after that likeness, you understand that you inherently, meaning you were born with it. Mm-hmm. It came with you when you came to the earth. When you understand that none of that can be taken by anything, anybody, any word in this atmosphere, then you can start to understand, you know what, I was made with intention. I was made on purpose, with a purpose, by design. It took time to craft me. So even when you understand that or can imagine that, you're valuable. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours on a project or a thing or whatever in the natural, whether I be crocheting something or whatever, or anything you create or make with your hands, right? Mm-hmm. There's plenty of industries in this world where you make stuff detailed with your hands. You think about it, engineering, whatever. You're not going to be engineered and then have a worthlessness to you. You're going to be valuable to the creator who made you, took the time to do that. So when you think about that, it's like, I am valuable. Mm-hmm. There is a value that's intrinsic to me that nobody can take away. And so everything about you, your personality, who you are, just how you present yourself to the world, should respect the time that it took to make you even. It should pay homage to that. And that's how you start, what was the question? I went off on it.
How do you teach somebody to embrace the details of being
Oh,
facially and
yeah,
within
you
that?
can embrace it once you, who wouldn't want to know that they're loved?
Yeah.
So once you know that you're created in love, it's easy to hug that back, because that's what an embrace is.
Yeah,
Hug yourself back.
yeah,
And when you're hugging yourself, you're hugging back the one who made you. When you're hugging yourself with your words, you're saying thank you to the one who made you.
yeah.
I saw a visual aid of somebody giving themselves a high five in the mirror. No words, just a high five, because a high five is the universal sign of encouragement. So like even in that, when you encourage yourself, you're paying homage to the one who made you. So that's how you embrace your fearfulness. And that's how you can wear it with as a badge of honor. My creator said I'm good, so I'm good. That's
Right.
not pride.
Right.
Esteem is not pride. Esteem is knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And a knowing
It's healthy
is not,
self-worth.
yes, it's a self-acceptance, self-worth. Yes, it's knowing who you are. And it's not haughty to walk in who you are.
Right.
It's really righteous. It's you're in right standing to walk in who you are, because if you don't, you're denying what you are and who you are and who made you.
Right.
So I need to walk in who I am.
Right.
I'm supposed to.
Right. So, as a stylist, how important is it? What's the question I want to ask? As it pertains to your influence in the esteem of the person that's sitting in your chair, how important is that for you, or is that something that you have even considered? And go ahead.
It is important for them to feel, I feel a call to encourage when I don't hear that esteem, when I hear somebody struggling with liking their hair. Because you do have days when your curls don't act right, where that braid just doesn't fall right. You have things and aspects where it's just like not doing what you want it to do. But when there's a deeper, nothing, you're just unsatisfied all the time with your hair. That's a difficult place for me to sit behind and listen to, because it's like, that's coming from a deeper space. So even if I give you what you asked for, are you gonna like it? So then it gets into, I focus on, well, let's talk about you. I get into, how do you feel? And just starting to pour out encouragement as much as I can. Like, there's nothing about you that's flawed. And if you see it as something that you need to work on, your weakness is just an opportunity for you to get better in that area.
Right.
It's not, that's your future testimony. That's your future training ground.
Right.
Because once you master that, now you're a teacher.
Right.
So embrace that.
Right.
Don't run from it. Embrace it. And that's something that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
I had somebody walk away from my chair because I wouldn't give her a relaxer at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Or at 8 weeks. Whatever it was, her hair said she didn't need it.
Right.
She never needed it.
Right.
But that was in the time period where I was giving relaxers more frequently. I'm okay with telling you no.
That's right.
Because I want your hair to be in its best shape, and you're not gonna go above what I feel is my expertise, because this is my domain.
Right.
And on top of that, but I still want you to walk away knowing that you are, you're worth it.
Right.
And I have the patience to listen to your journey. And guess what? We can overcome this together if you need my help.
That's right.
I'm here. Like,
That's
this
right.
is just step one.
Right.
I have a quote on one of my pages: every new beginning has a day one. So if this is your day one, it's not going to be like this tomorrow.
Yeah.
And your day one may look like yesterday, but when your mind changes,
Yeah.
it's still the beginning of something new.
Right.
And so you got to be patient with yourself in that process. But I listen for, is this person ready to go on that journey too? Because some people are resistant, and so that's a whole nother. I'm not here to force you.
Right.
I want willing participants on this journey,
Here to
because
walk
that's
you through it. Yeah.
yeah, because that's another stress I don't want.
Yeah.
It's not my calling to drag you. I help you.
That's right.
I ain't dragging nobody.
That's right.
Shoot.
That's right.
Hard enough to drag myself out of bed sometimes.
Yeah.
Want that extra hour? Don't have it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not dragging nobody. But
Right.
yeah, I'm here to help. Yes, it is important.
Yeah. And what I realized too is that as stylists, if we can't properly pour into our clients in addition to just providing a service, this is the beauty industry. When you leave, you should feel more than just my hair is nice, but you should be leaving with something. That's my personal opinion. But especially when, like you said earlier, if you understand the purpose and the call behind the chair, right? But if we don't have balance, like you mentioned earlier, if we don't have a healthy self-awareness, self-esteem, self-worth, then it's going to be a challenge,
Right.
to offer that to somebody else,
Yeah.
right? If we don't have the right mindset, then even from behind the chair, like you said, we can project wrong thinking
Yeah. Perpetuate stuff that shouldn't be. Yeah.
to the clients. And I've even seen that with other stylists, going back to the word nappy. Oh girl, you can't get that style, your hair too nappy.
Versus just say you don't know how to do it. That's one thing.
You don't know how, or maybe, you know, this particular style that you want, it may not be the best suited for the way you're choosing to wear your hair. That's being honest and being gracious.
Yeah.
Versus your hair is nappy, so then you make them feel bad about desiring
Yeah.
the style
Yeah.
that they want.
Yeah.
It's wrong thinking versus, like you said earlier, providing a solution. We may not be able to do this, but we can do that.
And then there's steps to get there. If you
Yes.
see, and let the person know what you picked. It may not look exactly like, but these are the steps that we can take with your type of hair, with you, to get it to look as close to this as possible. And this is the maintenance process as well. So yeah, it may not look like from the picture that it's going to be translated evenly. It may not. The process may be different, and that's also, you got to deprogram people who come in with their own, oh, it's just going to take this. Like, nah, it's actually going to take 6 more steps. But it's just knowing where you stand and knowing how to make sure that you can get them what they want and what they need at the same time, which is the challenge.
Right. So as we wrap up, when you think about what your personal hair story represents, how do you weave in healing and deliverance into your personal hair story?
How do I weave in healing and deliverance in my personal hair story? So, my hair has gone through many changes. All of those have been either I've had my hair healthy, I've neglected my hair has had stuff done to it that has not been the best. My hair has been sheared off, well, not bald, but cut off. I've had to start over again and again. There's been a resilience in my journey because life has gotten to my hair and you have to learn how to adapt. My curl pattern has been altered. At times I am relaxer free, but my curl pattern has been altered by heat. So how do I regain some structure with other tools to get it to do what it used to do? So it's almost like prosthetics being involved, learning how to walk with a cane, or just adapting until your fullness gets back to what it's supposed to be, until your new growth gets long enough or whatever. So as far as deliverance, it's learning how to mourn and grieve what you've lost, because once it's been altered, it's changed. It's no going back. But you cannot stay in that place of grieving it forever because time is still moving. You have to, and all is not lost. There's still new stuff coming up. As long as you are healthy and your hair is reproducing from underneath your skin, you can get it back. You can recover it all again. And so learning how to maintain that, how to be a good steward over what you have, that's a deliverance of your mind. Because when there's neglect involved, there's a lot of abuse to yourself going on. There's a lot of not taking care of yourself, putting yourself last. That can come with seasons of being a caregiver, seasons of just giving too much, seasons of not knowing how to say no, not having boundaries. It shows up in your hair. So the deliverance aspect of that is just no boundaries, care for yourself, putting you first, meaning set the time aside to appreciate and honor how fearfully and wonderfully you're made. So yeah, your hair is gonna revolve and evolve as you do. And just knowing that all things are seasonal. Even that healthy season can be long, but you may get sick spiritually, mentally, emotionally, your environment. And what do you do then? Because who you are intrinsically has not changed. Your worth is not diminished. You just have to now adapt and adjust to what you got. And then speak life over it, even in the times when it's hard. And speaking life as far as like physically with your hair, that's still caring for it, doing what you know to do, trimming, conditioning, what you've been told, the commonsensical stuff, eating right. You're not gonna eat Cheetos all day and have healthy hair. Come on. Cheetos and pop doesn't give you lustrous locks. It doesn't. So. Right. Yeah. So that, yeah. Did I answer the question?
You did. You did. That was, yes, you did answer it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For joining us at the Stylist chair.
It's a comfy chair. I like it.
Comfy chair. Yeah. And thanks for like sharing not only your personal journey, but just even showing us how we can get to that place of loving our hair, loving who we are inside and out. That seems to be the running theme.
Yeah.
It's all things, mind, body, and soul, but it's mind first. It's starting with how you think, how you view yourself. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You'd like to share with our listening audience how they can keep in touch with you, how they can follow you.
So on Instagram, I am Flourish Hair Clinic on Instagram. I am Kalena Powers on Facebook at the moment. And also I have, my booking site is vagirl.com/Kalena.
All right. So we thank you for joining us at From the Stylist Chair podcast, where we are building confidence one head at a time. If you are not subscribed, please follow us on Instagram at Color Yourself Confident. You can also find me on Instagram at Corey the Hair Culturist. We are also on Facebook at Color Yourself Confident and Thatcher, LYNN Salon. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope that you meet us back here at your weekly appointment at From the Stylist Chair podcast.